Lionel, is that you?
There, I think I got it. Exactly. If you were on Patreon, we could tell them on Wednesday night. Okay, I've pushed the button. We're going to do viewer mail. I don't even know what number of viewer mail this is. Oof. We'd have to look way, way back in the time machine. We'll find out. We'll label it, but it's probably like viewer mail 80 something. I don't even know.
Seems like something Kelly should know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Kelly, you should know it. Do some research.
Isn't it written on your forehead?
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
this is... Well, it's not the Kelly questions. He's not technically...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's not technically in charge of...
I'm a name only.
You're like the original.
Yeah, I think yeah.
You're like one of the original. Let me see. I'm going to find viewer mail here. And let's see. There's published. Let's see. I do have some. Wow. The last one we did apparently was viewer mail 133.
133. Wow.
How far back was that?
It was May 17th, 2025.
Oh, okay.
That's when I'm stuck into the computer anyway. So it's sometime back in, I'm guessing in May or early May, middle of May, late April, sometime back then. Anyways, that's the last time we did viewer mail. And then the reason we haven't been doing viewer mail is because we weren't getting any until I realized that I didn't know that we were getting some.
So we thought we weren't getting anything.
Yeah, we thought we weren't getting anything, and yet we've been getting them pretty steady all along. And the reason I didn't think we were getting any is because Derek made a really cool widget for the website where you just fill out where it's like you go there and the address is already filled in. So all you have to do is fill in your text and your title and blah, blah, blah. But it comes into the mailbox, the inbox, as new form entry contact form. So I thought they were just a bunch of spam things, so I didn't bother reading them. It says no reply, new form entry contact form. You've just received a new email. And I'm thinking, yeah. So, somebody wanting money or something. So I never bothered opening them. In fact, I deleted most of them. And then somehow, I don't know why, finally I kept getting these, and I'm thinking, well, maybe it's something I can unsubscribe to. And I opened one up, and it was actually a viewer mail.
But thankfully, in your infinite wisdom, you were able to go back to your deleted folder and find them, right?
Exactly. I'm one of those guys that I should empty out the trash more often. But I don't.
That's a good thing you didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, because I'm always thinking, there's probably something in there I need. So I emptied out once in a while. But anyways, that's what happened. Actually, there's a thing I have to read about viewer mail. What is that? Hang on. It's so long and this is on the free channel, which means that we are sponsored by whiterosehobbies.com. Has anybody bought anything from anybody here bought anything from White Rose Hobbies?
Yes, I have.
I have too.
Oh yeah, what did you buy, David?
I needed some Bob Smith Industries CA glue, and I was scrolling around on my phone on a Sunday morning, and I thought, the first thing that came to mind was, I should check Amazon. But then I go, wait a minute. As we're recording this, I go, wait a minute, it's September. I should check out White Rose Hobbies. And I used their discount code, and I bought some CA glue, and I also bought a replacement Xuron professional sprue cutter to replace the one that got damaged a couple of years ago that I kept putting off buying because I bought an inexpensive replacement at the time, and I'm going to finally get a good quality sprue cutter. But I would like to say to the White Rose owners that there's no way to put in the note when you're doing an online order that Lionel sent me. Yeah, I wish there was a little place you could put a note, because that'd be great to put that Lionel sent me.
Comment.
Yeah, a little comment section within my order. So
Print, come on.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? You should have bought some of Aileen's original tacky glue.
Mm.
After somebody wins the Lionel Sent Me contest, so that particular contest, the first person that says to either Ryan or Thomas, Lionel sent me, gets a $50 gift certificate from White Rose Hobbies. And the beauty of that is they're going to be the ones that send you the $50 gift certificate, and all I got to do is send the $50. I don't have to do any administrational work from my end.
Come take Lionel's money.
Yeah, that's it. Just take Lionel's money. Exactly. That's all that's required from my end is to give them money, and you take my money. And then, so you know what? After we have this contest and somebody finally wins, we should have a contest featuring Aileen's original tacky glue. Who are we talking to about Aileen's original tacky glue?
That came up in the interview with, we were talking about Durango, Colorado, and somehow we got on that topic. I was redoing my staging yards, and
that's what it was.
We were talking about the use of different glues to glue track down, and that's what I use.
And how did you discover Aileen's tacky glue?
I think another local friend of mine that was building a layout around the time that I started building my last layout was using it, so I started using it too.
And it's very similar to canopy glue, we decided, did we? Or is it similar to white glue?
It's more similar to white glue, but there is an extra clear version that's much more like canopy glue. There's several varieties of it.
What is canopy glue?
It's like souped
Glue
up
that dries
white glue,
really
right?
clear.
Yeah, it is.
It's like what?
Souped up white glue that dries clear.
Okay, like what? Souped up white glue. What does that mean? Give me a.
I think it's
a little bit stronger,
a little thicker,
stronger hold.
Yeah. And I think it's called canopy glue, David, because it would be used to build the canopy with clear plastic parts on a model airplane, right?
Actually, canopy glue. You're close. Canopy glue came from the RC airplane world. It was a stronger, a stronger choice to use for the fake clear canopies on the top. To simulate a canopy on a radio-controlled airplane that needed to handle the stresses of it being in the air.
So, right type of vehicle, wrong hobby. Got it.
Yeah. But I will say that I do use canopy glue for attaching clear parts onto plastic model airplanes. So you're going down the right track.
So that's what people have been telling me for years. Is canopy glue is ideal for putting windows in, because if you smear some too far into the window, it just dries clear and you can't see it.
Yeah, it doesn't haze up.
Okay. And here, Evergreen scale models sells 80. Evergreen scale models 85 canopy glue, 2 ounces.
And that's the one that I use.
It also works with different materials. And it's non-toxic, and it's a water-based formula.
No, well, if it's non-toxic, I don't want it.
I
only work with.
You're known for being toxic. You're known for being toxic.
Yeah, I only work with toxic glues. That's not
I've
true.
I've known about Aileen's tacky glue since I was a little kid, because my grandmother used it, and she did a lot of crocheting, and occasionally she would be prone to glue googly eyes on different things that she had made, and that's what she used to glue them on with.
What kind of googly eyes?
I have a whole bag of googly eyes that sometimes they'll make appearance in the kitchen.
A whole bag of googly eyes?
Yeah. I'll just put some double-sided tape, and one day, all the cabinets will have googly eyes.
All right, I'll bite.
Just because.
Awesome.
I'll bite. Why do you have a bag full of googly eyes?
Because it's funny.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's the kind of humor you want.
Have a bag.
Funny.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best humor, is the humor that really doesn't make any sense. It's just there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what people say about this podcast. It doesn't make any sense. It's just there.
But it's still there.
It's just there.
Hey, David, I have a question for you.
Yes. Go ahead.
I saw the CEO of CSX Railroad was terminated today by the board.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if you have your eyes set on the interim job there. Have you gotten the call yet? The nod to take over?
It's funny you say that, because I saw it listed on Indeed this morning.
Uh-huh.
and it was one of the quick replies. So I did fire off my resume. So I think my 15 years in sales seems to lead me to be a CEO. I did put that I'm proficient in Microsoft Train Simulator, so that may help.
Straight to the top. You get the right
Yeah.
HR person looking at that, that's going right to the front.
Yeah, and then I mentioned that I have been on this podcast, so that may help because I have connections with Marcus.
That's a slippery slope.
That only works with shoe salesmen.
Yeah, and I do manage my own proto freelance railroads, so I feel like I'm pretty
so you have railroad management experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
did you actually?
You're probably not qualified then. Sometimes that's the way it works.
I think that's the criticism of the guy they appointed. Is that he's coming from outside the railroad? So
was it actually on Indeed?
No.
I was going to say. See, now that's how innocent I am.
Every minute.
Lyman's thinker.
Lionel's trying to apply for it. He's like, "Where's this job? Forget driving the Daytona 500. I want to drive a train."
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I should start putting that in all my resumes. Future winner of the Daytona 500.
I have my own helmet.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to ask a question. I had a good question to ask. Oh, I can't remember what it was. I was going to. Kevin Marks isn't here. Kevin, we didn't do it on the Sunday. I told you we didn't record viewer mail on the Sunday. I told you we were going to do it on, but I will ask you keep you informed for when the next viewer mail is. I apologize. He's the head of HR for the AML.
Yeah.
So there are no rules tonight?
Yeah, there's no rules.
Yeah. Well, he's probably listening and taking notes.
Yeah, that's it.
They'll just come back at you.
Exactly.
Called into the office if you go astray.
I guess, if you're concerned about HR and human resources, you shouldn't exclude the HR guy.
Pretty much says we're not concerned, right?
Yeah. I think
in fairness to me, we were recording this between when I had my pre-op appointment to get my hip replaced, between when I had my appointment and when I'm having the surgery. And I had a bit of an incident during my pre-op appointment, so my mind has been preoccupied. So that's how I ended up forgetting to include Kevin. So I apologize, Kevin.
Well, and we were supposed to talk to Chris Wayman tonight.
That's right. We were supposed to talk to Chris Wayman, and he couldn't. He keeps pushing us off.
He's moving into the position of CEO at CSX.
That I believe.
That could be why.
He really talked his way into it.
Yeah, he's got all that trailer train experience, or what was it? What was it called? What was that called?
The road
railer experience.
Yeah.
And he's in the trucking industry. He knows transportation.
Oh, he does.
Like the back of his hand.
Yeah, if anybody knows transportation, whoever from the CSX is listening to this, Chris Wayman's your guy.
Yeah, except for the
good luck, Chris Wayman, on your new CSX CEO job.
Well, he did say he has a work trip this week, right?
That's
he's down in Newgate to Jacksonville.
And it was kind of a
say at the time what he was doing,
and it was kind of a sudden trip too, wasn't it?
It was.
It was.
Very last minute. I don't know.
Wow.
Chris Wayman to CSX confirmed.
Chris's first order of business will be to paint the rest of the CSX engine, since that's been the big criticism on the heritage locomotives, that the front of the locomotive isn't painted. So that's probably his first project, I would imagine.
He probably brought his own paint too.
And if anybody wants to call Chris about this, his number is 268-514-8554. He's standing by. He keeps his phone on 24 hours a day. So call anytime.
Well, I think at this point he has a staff to take those calls, since he's
that's
CEO of CSX.
Yeah, maybe that's why
operators are standing by.
Yeah, so then he wanted to know if we could record his our next episode with him on Canadian Thanksgiving. And frankly, Chris, I know you're listening to this, and I was hurt that you didn't know that October the 14th was Canadian Thanksgiving, and also 5 days after I had my hip replaced. If I'm still alive.
Depends on which anesthesiologist you draw.
Well, there's a 99% chance you'll be fine. Well, could you fill me in a little on that 1% chance? I'm kind of interested. Could we go over that? I got a bad ticker, Come on, buddy. So each viewer mail comes with advanced owner technology. And it's with all viewer mail flights. This one is sponsored by Jim Lincoln Chevrolet. That's Jim Lincoln Chevrolet in Clinton, Mass. On the High Street Extension, just down the road from Fuller Field and across the street from
the Dairy Queen.
The Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
Okay. I didn't hear Daniel there. Is Daniel?
Daniel's on mute.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying it.
Daniel?
Daniel? Bueller. He's becoming our.
I'll hop in the car and go down 65 and get him.
Yeah, could you? How far are you from?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and if this is probably coming out sometime around the 14th of. Let's see. I'm guessing this comes out the week before Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving. So, Derek? Have you gone to operate or do any rail fanning with Chris yet?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
Have you guys even discussed it?
No.
I'm pleading the fifth.
It's just a little photoshopping him in.
It'll be really cool to rail fan with him now because he'll be able to control the railroad. Bring all the trains.
Yeah.
You get to ride in the company train.
Right. Nothing but green signals when I'm around.
Yeah, exactly. You guys could be standing out there in Chattanooga or someplace in Ohio or someplace east of the Mississippi, and a train goes by, and you go, I didn't get the shot I wanted. And he could call up and say, bring that. He could do photo run-bys for you.
That's right.
You get to ride
back that 200-car train up and run by again.
Yeah.
We'll have to change the slogan to how tomorrow moves when Chris says so.
All we've got is.
I'm so proud of you, Chris. You've done so well.
The slogan becomes "Let there be snacks."
Yeah. Warm water and
tomorrow moves snacks.
The root of the warm water.
It'll save money in food.
Yeah, the warm water root.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. And thanks to kindly old Doc Gartner, we've discovered that while, in fact, transparency is rule number one here at the old AML Network, we can neither confirm nor deny this if this is correct, because accuracy is of no concern.
We've proven that a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't forget to visit Because I Love Sushi in downtown Busted Knuckle at the corner of Clark and Kent Streets. They're shrimply the best. Get it?
I get it. Yeah. Shrimply the best.
Yeah. There's no off position on the Genius Switch.
Maybe we should put this on Patreon.
Stop it right now and put it back on the Patreon.
Well, the beauty of we don't need as many emails now if we put some of them on. Well, at all, because now that we only have an hour and a bit to do a podcast, we're already 20 minutes in, and we haven't even scratched the surface of doing that.
We'd be lucky to do one email.
We may want to hit those emails. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got big news that we can talk about on the air. I got an email. I asked Nicole, who is James Murray's assistant, one of his assistants, the guy from, what's the show called?
Sure.
Impractical Jokers?
Impractical Jokers. And I asked if he would do the Kelly questions, and she said yes.
Wow.
Good.
Wow. That's fantastic.
So we're going to have to make some sort of kind of special arrangements for that, because I think he's only available during the day.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to have to, a couple of people are going to have to see if they can assist in that.
Well, good thing I don't have a job, so I can take off.
Yeah. And Kelly doesn't have a job.
What do you mean I don't have a job?
Well, you come and go as you please.
I'm building Engage.
Just send an email to Joe D'Amato. We'll be okay.
I'll talk to Joe for you.
Joe's not my boss anymore.
He's not?
No.
Did Joe get fired?
What did you do?
No, he's still working. I'm working in assembly now. So when anybody buys a car, they may have my fingerprint on it.
And why? Doesn't Joe have enough pull to get you a day off?
I just call in sick.
And all those box cars that ship that day aren't going to have doors on them.
No, they're not going to have doors.
What are you assembling these days?
Let's see. What am I working on? I was working on 3-bay covered hoppers, a New Haven 40-foot box car. Let's see
Did you
what
do
else.
any?
I had to do Z gauge, the Christmas car. I hated it.
Why do people
The
buy
microtrain mouse on it?
Yeah, it's. I wasn't working on the body. I was working on the chassis and the trucks and the steps
Oh, okay.
and weight and the weights and it was just it's one of those scales that should never have been invented.
Well, exactly. I agree. I don't understand Z scale at all.
Yeah.
Where do they make motors small enough to drive Z scale?
Oh yeah, that's what I was doing until we stopped doing that.
I have seen some Z-scale engines that run as smoothly as N-scale engines do today. So it's just they are so tiny, but they actually run and they stay on the track, and it looks pretty good. So
does it really look good?
Well, I mean,
for its size,
for its size,
like okay, do you have
a magnifying glass to it? It doesn't look good.
Like, do you have to squint to convince yourself it looks good?
I have to squint to look at N scale and make it look good. So the older I get, the more I have to squint at HO scale. Even
okay, this is.
The only thing good about it is if you want a realistic railroad where it covers the whole railroad, you could do it in a small space versus.
Well, no kidding. Well, what about if you had N scale and you weren't married and you had your own house? You could just like have it run over the whole place.
Yeah, we would do something like that.
Well, let's ask Daniel. Daniel.
He's gone.
He's just gone. He's working. All of a sudden, that'd be something if all of a sudden Kelly went, "Oh, I got to stop. I got to glue a door on a boxcar."
Daniel, if you can hear us, send us an email.
Daniel is, what people don't know is Daniel is vitally important to his employer, and if they call, he has to immediately go and handle the problem.
High level IT, right? So
high level IT. All right,
let's low for problems.
Let's do an email. Here's one from Bill Ford, our buddy Bill Ford.
Bill, where's he been?
He's been around. I've seen him. We converse.
He was on the Patreon chat just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a couple months. That's great.
And he's plays bass in a punk rock band or something in the Northeast. So he's been doing that. Let's read his email.
Do you think we can get his band to come play the pizza party?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah. And let's remind everybody that on the Thursday before Springfield, we all get together. What's the name of the restaurant?
It's the
Longhorn?
Is it a Texas or no Longhorn Steakhouse,
right beside the hotel,
Hampton Inn
in Enfield, Connecticut. So the Hampton Inn in Enfield, Connecticut is the official hotel of the AML. And then on Thursday night before the Springfield show, anybody who wants to join us for dinner is more than welcome. And that's what we do. We have dinner on Thursday night.
And Saturday night is the pizza party.
Saturday night's the pizza party. If people want to come for pizza.
And will we have a pizza party? I'm not sure if we'll have
not sure.
Folks around. If you are listening to this and you want a pizza party, send us an email.
That's right. Yeah, if you're coming to Springfield and you want to be part of the pizza party again, let us know, and then we'll have the pizza party. Okay, so this is from Bill, and he says, Lionel and crew, it's been quite a while since I've written in. This year has been wild at home and in the podcast world. But regardless of all that, it's been too long since I've written in, so here I am. As I'm standing here shoving meatballs into my face.
I'm jealous of his position in life.
And listening to the JL Innovative podcast, I want to let you know that my little hiatus is over and I'm actively getting caught back up on all the podcasts. That's good. I haven't modeled much in a long bit, but a Facebook message from a fellow modeler got my butt back into the game. And I hope to be making some posts soon on my modeling Facebook page. But I ask you all to bear with me while I get back into the groove. Because once you get out of the groove of model railroading is kind of connected, sometimes you just stop doing it for a while.
Yeah, but you never go. You can't get away.
No.
Yeah,
Once, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes.
Every time I try to get out, it drags me back in. I don't think we've ever talked to anybody, whether it be Roger Coleman. We should include Roger in the next viewer mail. I think he'd be a good addition.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Uh,
We forgot to
You
invite
could fill
Mike.
Daniel's spot for right now.
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody call him up.
Hey, Jim.
What were you going to say, Derek?
We forgot to invite our buddy Mike Hauk as well.
Oh, yeah, right. Mike would be great on viewer mail as well.
Yeah, the official physician.
That's right. Well, yeah, that's what the AML is. We are official physician. Yeah, but see, I couldn't tell my story about. Well, I didn't tell my story, did I?
No.
About my pre-op visit.
No.
It's not really.
I get the sense he would appreciate that story.
I think Mike was an anesthesiologist.
No, he was a radiologist.
Mike,
Maybe not.
I think he was an anesthesiologist.
I thought he was a Sagittarius.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll get Mike on here. Let's see, where are we? Oh yeah, today it struck me that I need to book my room at Springfield soon so I don't miss out on all the fun. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone again because it's always such a great time and the AML Nation never disappoints. That's right. So I got to get Bill. That reminds me, we got to get a hold of John Sacerdoti. How long do you think it should be from when I have my hip replacement operation until we record a podcast?
Probably not
2
the
weeks.
same day.
No, yeah, not when you get out and you're recovering.
Well, but the thing
Maybe
is,
in the post-op room.
yeah, Daniel and I were going to record a couple without you.
Ooh.
So
Whoa.
Look at
it
you guys.
depends.
Oh,
It depends.
Do you have the equipment?
Wow.
yeah.
Daniel said he had it all, right,
Oh,
Daniel?
really?
Wait a minute.
Well, if you ever
He's on
return.
mute.
Yeah, Daniel told me he had a whole plan for this.
Wait, is
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lionel, is this a hostile takeover?
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. It's a hostile takeover.
This is the Genesee, Wyoming of podcast takeover.
Paging Hunter Harrison.
Well, I don't know if Daniel's plan would work because you actually have to stay for the entire podcast.
Right, you have to be on there.
You can't leave 10 minutes in and then come back. Anyways, we got to talk to John Sacerdoti.
Yeah.
And anyways, we have a podcast scheduled with Dale from Mohawk Designs on October the 15th, which will be 6 days after my hip replacement surgery.
Wow.
Which I think will be okay. Everybody tells me that it's a snap, like pretty quickly once the pain goes away, and you can start up and walking. Because I said to the lady in my pre-op, I said, "How soon can I walk?" Like I said, "Can I walk too much?" And she said, "No, you can walk as much as you can stand, as quickly as you can." I said, "Perfect. Catch me the next day. I'll be walking around the block." But I can't play golf for 3 months because you can't twist.
Mm.
To which I replied, "What does Chubby Checker have to do with this?" Does everybody know who Chubby Checker is?
No idea.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God!
He doesn't. Derek, you don't know who Chubby Checker is?
Jeez.
He's a Birmingham native.
Is he really?
Is he? I don't know.
I'm just trying to make him feel bad.
Chubby Checker. The twist. Okay. That makes sense given the context.
Given the I see. Oh, I see. It was kind of like I was doing like a pun there or something. Or what do you call it when you?
A joke.
Yeah, he's 80. Chubby Checker is 83 years old, and he's originally from Spring Gully, South Carolina.
Wow.
You might know Scott.
Yeah, or he probably knows, or probably Marcus knows him.
Spring Gully?
Spring Gully. And you know how that name came about, don't you? There was
unincorporated community in South Carolina.
in 1941,
Yeah.
They had a tremendous snowstorm in South Carolina, and people couldn't get out of their homes for months. And then one day a guy came out and went, "It's Spring Gully."
Oh.
Oh my
Want to back
God.
that one up and try again?
Yeah, that's the best I could. What did you have? Okay, let's
I
give it.
didn't. I knew my place not to even try.
The Blizzard of 41. Remember that?
Yeah,
one,
the
right?
Blizzard of 41. The Great Blizzard of 41.
Did that have chocolate chips in it?
Oh, he was born in Spring Gully, but he lived in Philly.
Oh, okay.
A long drive.
So where is Spring Gully, Marcus? You're a Carolina guy.
It looks like it's near. It's in Georgetown County. That doesn't help me a whole lot. Near Somerville. That doesn't really help either. I'll have to get back to you on that. It's
Monk's
kinda-
Corners.
Yeah, around there too. See if I pull up a map. It's a place I've never heard of. I've heard of a lot of little places, but that's not one of them.
Somersville seems to be down near Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, it's not too far inland.
It's on it's near the coast of South Carolina, which is Myrtle Beach and
Yeah, go come in from Myrtle Beach, head west with Highway 17 runs right through Myrtle Beach and all that, and take it west, and it'll pass through Spring Gully. It looks like. So never heard of that place before.
Somerville, South Carolina, is the flower town of the Pines. Oh, it's the flower town in the Pines. There you go. How do you think this is going so far, David?
It's pretty typical. Of,
Made it through a half an email so far.
Yeah, exactly.
and we haven't even done introductions.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to forego those this time. Maybe.
At least we did the ad read though. That's the good.
Yeah, that's
That's the most
That's all-
important thing.
we got paid, so we're good.
WhiteRoseHobbies.com. And no, you know, when we were talking about that, I was looking at their adhesive section, and then I got onto canopy glue. But I was very excited because they have one of the things I'm going to order from them as soon as I can is strong tips for using on your CA glue. You know, so it comes out really, these thin, super thin tips.
Yeah.
For using with your CA glue. Do you know what
very nice?
Do you know what CA glue is, Derek?
Of course I do.
Okay,
I'm
well, you
staring
didn't.
at 3 bottles of it right here.
You didn't know who Chubby Checker was. You didn't know what the movie Convoy was or the song Convoy.
But I knew what canopy glue was. You know, I know the things that matter.
Kinda.
Yeah.
You kind of knew what a canopy glue was.
And I'm
Fair.
going to buy some canopy glue. And it says Racer's Edge Crazy Strong Tire Glue. Wonder what that is.
Oh, that stuff's great.
What is that for?
That stuff is used. It's a CA glue that's impregnated with rubber so that you can glue your RC car tires to the rim and keep them flexible. And then also you could use it as a gap filler on your plastic models, so that when you're sanding, it doesn't really tear away. That's another little trick that you can use.
I want to
fill
give
in
David
gaps.
a shout out actually,
Oh, David's getting a shout out.
because I had some different hobby issues last week, and he was my personal assistant through those. So first I'm super detailing this RS3, and he encouraged me to go get some putty to fill a gap, and that worked really well. And then I was having issues with paint, and he gave me some advice on how to prepare a metal surface and paint this etched metal part that was giving me headaches. And everything he suggested worked better than I could have imagined. So I think we have our own personal modeling genius bar here.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's a really low bar.
No, I think he's referring to the Genius bars at the Apple stores.
Yeah, which is a pretty high bar.
That's a pretty high bar, David.
Oh, well, I'm an Android user, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, never mind.
Take it all back. I'll just go back on mute.
Well, I'm still annoyed at our buddy Ralph Renzetti
Yes.
for leaving unannounced, and so we miss him. But as a is a somewhat, what's a polite way of putting this? Substitute. You know what? I don't think David would be offended by this. David is going to be a substitute for Ralph, but he is a pitcher that we just called up from AAA ball, and we're going to let him pitch one inning in the last game of the year when we're already out of the playoffs.
I think that describes my modeling ability pretty well. We're already out of the playoffs, but maybe
I like that. Yeah,
yeah.
And I'd like to say that Ralph is forever on mute. He's still with us, but we just can't talk to him or hear him.
Oh,
that's
like
true.
That.
Yeah. Yeah. So David has a lot of knowledge. So if you have modeling questions, David, you have a lot of knowledge about modeling because you've been building, as many of us have, you've been building airplane models and model railroading stuff for ever since you can remember, and have accumulated quite a bit of knowledge that way. How old of a gentleman are you?
I'm 35 this year.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of like Derek's older brother.
If I want to say that. I'm older than Derek, but
maybe you guys are twins.
I mean, he did come out to Chicago and not visit me, so.
Oh, really?
Well, if it makes you feel better, I also didn't visit Chris that weekend.
Chris
Wayman,
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You should come to the wedding, David.
When do I get
my invite got lost?
When do I get my dinner?
I'm buying dinner for you at Springfield.
Oh, okay, right. Because you won't have gone rail fanning with Chris before Thanksgiving.
There are things in the works.
There is not.
I think we got a better chance of Chris actually being the CEO of CSX before there does any kind of rail fanning.
Exactly. Or operating on Chris's layout. You would have a ball. You're only 2 hours away.
Wow.
Yeah, some of his operators even come from Alabama. So, yes, it's going to happen.
No, it's not.
You're going to wake up one morning and see a picture from Chris of him and I operating his layout.
With him photoshopped in, right?
Yeah, with him photoshopped in, pointing at Chris's layout. Yeah.
And you're going to be ruining the day. Yes. But you know what? Even if I win the bet, I'll still buy you dinner at Springfield. Right?
Ooh.
Right.
And I always
do have a dollar menu.
Only pertains to Lionel.
I always get a free lunch from David Start at Bear's Barbecue. And now I got dinner from Derek. So that's 2 meals covered. I usually try to get through the whole weekend without paying for any food.
Well, except when people go to Friendly's without you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how they avoid buying me a meal, is they go to Friendly's without me.
Just leave you there.
Isn't that right, Marcus?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, all right. I'm going to leave this page up, and then we'll come back to it because we got to at least finish this particular.
Finish one email.
Yeah, we got to finish one email. I was also thinking last year I wore this really cool inflatable rubber chicken costume at Springfield. I remember hearing something about people who showed up to Springfield with an inflatable costume would get some sort of elevated status. Super something, I think. I'm not really sure, though. Either way, it was a blast, and I can't wait to see you all crazy nerds again in January. I don't remember if I said people... I don't think last year was... Maybe. But John Sacerdoti told us ixnay on the inflatable costumes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was some commentary about some status that might be awarded to anybody that showed up in a inflatable costume. I'm not sure it was super fan status, but we'd have to go back and play the tapes on that.
Yeah, let's go back and play the tapes on that. I hope this gets read on the air this year at some point.
Well, here we are.
Here we are. He sent this in on September 1st. So here we are, just a few short weeks later. And he says, I hope this gets read on the air at some point. And I hope I get my long overdue Patreon shirt that was up in cough, cough, March. I think I gave Bill some shirts last year. Until we meet again, or until I write in to harass you all again, keep up the great podcast. Long-time listener and long-time caller, Bill Ford, 2135 Cinder Ballast Lane, Water Tower, Massachusetts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty funny. I like that. 2135 Cinder Ballast Lane, Water Tower, Massachusetts. Beautiful. How many?
That's a good email.
It was a great email. How many emails have we done so far, Marcus?
One.
See, this is the problem. Okay, so let's look here. You guys can see this. I'm assuming is it big enough for you, Kelly?
Yep.
See, this
Actually,
is
I increased the view on my computer.
There you go. See, this is what these ones say that come from our new contact form. It says, you've just received a new submission to your contact form. Mark as spam.
Yeah, really. Don't do that.
Submitted information. Victor Duras says, hello, Lionel and crew. I just wanted to say I love the podcast. I stumbled onto the podcast early this year around February and have been playing catch up ever since. Well, good luck with that. I was amazed at how long you have been doing these great shows. So informative, great topiks and guests. I wonder if he's listening to our podcast or somebody else.
About that informative part.
Oh my God, he's been listening to somebody else's podcast and confused and thought it was ours. It's an entertaining program and definitely keeps me interested. That's got to be somebody else's podcast. I can, with all sincerity, say that the one show where comments at the end of the show cause such a commotion does not in any way, shape, or form take away from all of the good that you do. Lionel is so kind. Now he is confused. Apparently he was drinking heavily when he wrote this. Lionel is so kind. Go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe this is when you're on Model Rail Rarity.
Yeah, exactly. Lionel is so... I sent this in email.
Thought this sounded like you.
Yeah,
right. All these smiley faces. It's definitely Lionel.
Yeah, Lionel.
Is Daniel doing another AI?
Yeah, exactly.
Email again, Daniel.
Daniel. Daniel. You know the underlying the subtitle for this one is Daniel.
Daniel's not here, man.
Where's Daniel? Yeah, Daniel's not here, man.
Yeah, Daniel's not here, man. Lionel is so kind, generous, and patient. Oh, come on. That is not true. The patient part is not true. Ask the best questions. Like, hey, Derek, have you ever heard of Chubby Checker?
Who?
Yeah. And it's very funny and entertaining. Well, I appreciate all that, Victor. That's very nice of you to say. But this is pretty much just the way I talk all the time. And there's plenty of times when my secretary, Barb, doesn't think I'm either funny or entertaining or generous.
You bought her a fridge. Come on.
I bought her lots of stuff. I bought her a water heater the other day.
Just because or because she needed one?
Yeah, she didn't need one. Here's a water heater.
You wanted a Christmas bonus? Here's a water heater.
Yeah. But it's only
make some soup.
But it's only a 20-gallon. Well, that's all I could afford. She played the same old trick on me that she does every time. I hear her on the phone talking to some guy about installing a water heater. And then she comes in and says, do you know anything about installing water heaters? I went, well, yeah, a little bit, but I don't think I would rely on me to install it. It's not that complicated. Oh, why? Do you need a new water heater? Yeah, my water heater blew up and I got to get another water heater. Okay. And then you look on what kind of water, blah, blah, blah. Go get yourself a water heater. And don't get the wrong idea. She's worked for me for 35 years. So these aren't, yes, I occasionally buy her appliances or a water heater or whatever. But she's been such a valued employee. It's not that big of a deal to buy her a water heater. It's a very little deal. So it's just it just seemed, but now after the years went by, she just learned how to play me. And, when she needs something, she gets it.
But she makes butter tarts.
She makes butter tarts and she was a single mom. So that's when that all started. The podcast includes everyone from near and far, the NMRA, the various shows and such. The podcast includes anyone from near and far, the various shows such as Springfield, manufacturers, and especially rail fans and modelers. I do have one request. Please talk about Train Mountain. Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
You
Train
know, well, I know what a train.
Oh, yeah.
You know about, but we haven't talked about in an eons with you.
Yeah.
In forever is your 7.5-inch gauge locomotive.
Yeah, my Northern Pacific
Yeah.
F3.
When was the last time you drove it?
I drove it about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And how does it run?
It actually has been sitting in the car barn for almost 2 years, and it started right up, and it runs perfectly.
Wow. Really? And
Yeah.
why have you not run it for 2 years?
I've been too busy doing the things that I do as vice president. I had landscaping, track work,
Being sick.
birthday parties, being sick. That threw a loop.
Yeah, but I think he was faking that.
Yeah, right. I sent you the picture.
You photoshopped all those pictures in the hospital.
I did. That was the picture my wife took of me when I was in the hospital. And then she found out she's not supposed to be taking pictures.
And Derek standing in the background pointing.
Oh God.
But okay, but if you can't you you take everything so seriously? Like, can't you take time out from running the park once a month to run your locomotive? Like, why buy the thing if you're not going to run it for 2 years?
Oh, the last time we ran it was actually Labor Day, and that was or the weekend of Labor Day, Saturday, which is our annual potluck, and all the clubs come to get together to ride the trains. And I actually had it out. I had it out running, and my wife and I went out on it.
And was it pulling any cars?
No, it was just the engineer's car, and she was sitting behind me.
Okay, so when was the last time you used it in the park to pull
Pull the public?
Yeah.
Pull the public? Ooh, I don't remember. I really don't remember.
How much did it cost you?
I bought it for $5,000.
And you're not using it.
Well, I'm trying to do other things that need to be done for the public to be able to pull the public, and usually on Sundays when we do pull the public, I'm running around putting fires out, or fixing things or doing something to relieve somebody from giving them a break.
Are the fires the result of the fireworks show that you guys always put on?
We don't put a fireworks show on.
Okay, well, how do the fires start?
Well, when I say fires, in other words, there's stuff going on, like dramas, somebody's pissed off at somebody else, somebody needs a break, a train derails, and we got to get the equipment out there to, get it back on the track.
And what is the equipment? A couple of guys lifting it up?
Oh, no, it doesn't work that way. We actually have, we use the levers that actually lift it up, and we can position the trucks over the rail. And
they have one of those
steam engine.
They have one of those oversized Rick's product re-railer things that they put them on.
Do you use like a re-railing frog or something like that? Like
we've got
railroads do?
Yeah, we have two different types. We have a flat plate that has welded on bar, 2 bars that sort of form a V, and you can actually put it in front of the engine and either back it up or pull forward, and it'll re-rail it. But usually, most of the derails, we just uncouple. If the front of the locomotive derails, we can go right to the coupler and put this device on the track. It's got a flat base and a swivel, an arm that swivels with a indentation in the end of it that hooks into the coupler, and you push down on it, and you can actually move it up and to the left or right, depending on what you need to do to get the trucks back on. And
so, is it usually locomotives that come off?
Most of the times, if it's locomotives, there's something's happened with the track, but it's usually a car. People, you tell them to sit and not move around or lean too far to the right or left, and depending on how many people are on the car and obviously their size. We've had some derailments based on that, and that's easy to do. You just get the people off the car, and somebody lifts the car, and somebody positions the truck or the wheels so they fall back. That's easy.
So when you're putting out fires between, like, are you wearing a mask? Do you run around with,
No,
are you wearing a
no,
mask so people don't know who you are?
No, they know who I am.
He's dressed as a polar bear running around.
But it's little things here and there.
It seems like you just are always at the center of controversy.
Yeah, I seek drama. God.
Have you ever been to Train Mountain?
I have been to Train Mountain twice. In fact, I was a member of Train Mountain before I moved to the West Coast.
And then when you moved to the West, so before you moved to the West Coast, you lived in Westport, Connecticut.
Well, I was in when I joined the Train Mountain, I was in Ridgefield, Connecticut. That's where I was living. Right.
Okay. So then how far from Train Mountain was Ridgefield, Connecticut?
Well, it's the other side of the country.
Train Mountain's in southern Oregon, right?
Well, it's the center of Oregon towards the north. It's about halfway up from the California border.
Okay, so approximately to get across from the East Coast to the West Coast, I think it's like, 4,000 miles or 3,000 miles?
Yeah, something like that. I have to fly into Medford International Airport.
I bet it's not on the Airbus.
Yeah.
So,
Anatol has got to land.
Oh, man. So wait, you were a member of Train Mountain when you lived in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But then you moved to Oregon and you quit. It's headquartered in that same state.
Yeah, but it's also almost 3.
Don't worry.
It's almost 3 hours.
It was 3,000 miles away.
No, but when I moved to Oregon, the first Saturday when I officially moved, in other words, I retired from the fire department because my wife came out in 2010.
Okay.
Without you.
Well, I brought everything from the house out there.
Right, but she
had to scope it out first.
She went out without you, and then you found her.
No, we went out together, and I had to fly back to go to work, and then I retired.
The world's longest hide and go seek.
Yes, definitely. But when I got back, when I finally moved out there and came out, the first Saturday I was there, my wife said, "You ought to go over to the Medford Railroad Park." And I said, "Okay." So I went over on a Saturday, and that's how I got involved with the park.
Mm.
And she's been regretting that since that point because it's a big thing in my life. But Train Mountain, we went out in 2007, and I think we went out in 2008 or 9. So it's 2,983 miles from Ridgefield, Connecticut, to Medford, Oregon. Yeah,
and that's when you belonged to Train Mountain.
Before that, yeah,
right. Yeah. And then when you moved to Medford, how far is it to Train Mountain? About 3 hours?
3 hours if it's not in the wintertime.
Roughly. So it's like roughly 150 miles to Train Mountain?
Yeah, something like that.
So when you moved to 150 miles from Train Mountain, then you quit belonging to Train Mountain?
No, I quit. I had dropped out before that, and that was when they had that was when, I forget his name, the guy that owned it passed away. And the IRS came in and said they were going to take everything because he hadn't been paying his taxes. And that's when it became a nonprofit museum. And but I haven't been up there since then. And because the park that satisfies my live steam itch.
Except you have your own 7.5-inch gauge diesel that you refuse to use.
Well, I don't refuse to use it. I just don't have I haven't made the time.
We borrow it,
but I think it's
I can. If I come out with a trailer, can I have it?
No,
just mail
unless
it.
you pay me. Yeah, I'll mail it to you. Yeah.
So you wouldn't even loan it to me for a while? You haven't used it. You don't use it for 2 years. You're not even going to miss it.
Well, I'd miss it. I walk in there and take a look at it.
So do you have it?
You could set it up in Joe's office and eat your lunch on it.
Yeah, it seems like if you let me borrow it, at least you would know that it's being used and providing somebody some entertainment other than just collecting dust.
Well, I think things are going to change.
What's that, Kelly?
I said things are going to change. Go on. Mm-hmm. Use it as a what?
Use it as a.
You're going to say use it as
at the driving school.
The driving school.
Well, that's just silly. That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah. So you don't use it for 2 years, but you won't let me borrow it. Because if I borrowed it, then it would at least be getting used. I would take it to the Mill Creek one in Ohio.
Yeah, I'd love to go back there. I would love to go to that place.
Yeah. Well, why don't you?
Well,
You're too busy with the park.
Every time I fly back to the East Coast, I get sick.
Ohio's not the East Coast.
Well,
Oh,
And it's
true. I
not
didn't get sick when I went to Rochelle. That's true.
and it's not the Midwest.
Yeah, it's
No.
true. That is not the Midwest.
No.
The Rust Belt, right?
Yeah, the Rust Belt. Yeah, you could call it the Rust Belt.
Yeah.
You're not in the Midwest until you get to Chicago. Oh, hey, you know what? We've never asked that question. Boy, that would be, if Daniel was here, we could ask him that question. We could ask him
Daniel.
and David that question.
Daniel.
Daniel? Bueller? Daniel?
Mute.
Mute.
Daniel Mute.
So, David, you've heard on the podcast my endless argument about where does the Midwest start.
yes.
And I always get annoyed when people say Detroit is in the Midwest. It is not in the Midwest.
No, it's
Motown
not.
is not in the Midwest.
Yeah.
It's in the Eastern time zone. It can't be in the Midwest.
Exactly.
That's
And
close to Canada.
And it's east of Atlanta. Right?
Yeah.
So it's anything east of Atlanta is not in the Midwest.
Hmm.
So where do you, David, where do you think the Midwest starts?
I believe the Midwest is wherever the central time zone is.
Okay, so you think it starts at the Central Time Zone line, which
Yeah.
is just east of where you are now. Whiting.
No, I'm in the central time zone.
I know, but where it starts. Try to listen to what try to follow along.
I'll try.
Where I said you think it's where it starts. Well, where it starts, where Central Time Zone starts, is just east of where you are now in Whiting, Indiana.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the Midwest literally just starts a few miles east of where you are.
Correct.
Okay. What about Birmingham, Alabama? Is it in the Midwest?
No.
No.
Judging by
South.
my answer, it would be the Midwest.
See, that's the problem.
Oh.
That's the problem with that whole thought process.
Didn't we fight a war about that?
Yeah.
That was in the 1800s, though.
Oh, jeez.
The Midwestern United States is one of 4 census regions defined by the Census Bureau, and it's 12 states, according to Wikipedia.
Which
Illinois,
states?
Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Michigan, Minnesota. I don't think that's Midwest, but that's what it says. Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, Ohio, South Dakota, and Wisconsin. According to the Census Bureau, that's the Midwest.
But see, I would consider Missouri and Kansas and Arkansas and Oklahoma part of the Midwest.
No.
No, plain
Yeah.
states.
Parts of Arkansas, parts of Missouri. That's the South, man.
That's
See, I think I think you can't. Midwest is anything west. So the people in
midway through.
Yeah, and people in Texas don't think of themselves in the Midwest. They think of themselves in Texas.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a whole
true.
nother
Yeah, there
country.
you go.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, where's Arkansas? Nobody cares.
No. They got left out when Texas was a republic.
So we need to find somebody we can talk to at Train Mountain. Better yet, why don't I send you the remote recording stuff?
Ooh.
And you could go to Train Mountain and do an interview. Do you think you could hold the microphone near your mouth?
I could try.
Yeah.
I did improve my photography.
Oh, yeah? Like if I went to your Facebook page, I'd see a bunch of pictures?
No, you won't. I don't put things on Facebook unless I really need to.
They have a website called trainmountain.org, and it's very impressive how much track they have, and it's fully signaled, and it's CTC signaled, so all the signals apparently are controlled in some way. And
in certain parts, yeah. The rest
cameras.
The rest is radio.
Okay.
We got to finish this. We got to finish this email. We're under.
Victor.
So you got sidetracked at Train Mountain.
We got to crack 3 emails tonight. Come on, guys.
Oh, we're not going to get 3.
Yeah, we could
How
do
many have we
3.
done? How many have we done so far, Marcus?
We're trying to get through this second one right now.
Okay. So let's start this paragraph again. I do have one request. This is from Victor. I do have one request. Please talk about Train Mountain. Well, we got to find somebody to talk to at Train Mountain, which shouldn't be that hard.
No,
if you can get a guest, that would be even better. We'll get a guest.
Yeah, we'll work on it. I'll work on it.
Will you?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Before the snow comes, I'll actually go up there.
Really?
Yeah.
You promise?
Yes. I'm not gonna be like you know who.
Like Derek.
Wow.
So we kind of have our own in-house race now. Who
gets the first?
Will Kelly get to train? Will Kelly get to Train Mountain, or will Derek get to Chattanooga? And what we got to do is we got to attach GPS to each one of these guys, a GPS tracker, and then we can track their every movement.
Where they're going.
This kind of sounds like our version of Cannonball Run.
Yeah. We could look at it that way. Anyways, Victor says he finally went to Train Mountain to the 2025 triennial. What is the triennial?
Every 3 years. They have about 400 engines there.
Wow. And he says, and it was blown away. The YouTubes are great, but being there in person was unreal. Mm-hmm. This is the model railroaders Mecca, and everyone should go and see for themselves. I hope to go to Springfield in 2926.
Yes, he's not going yet.
Well, you can go, but whoever's running the AML booth.
900 years from now.
Yeah. Yeah, this podcast has been going for 900 years.
911.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in person.
and
somehow it's still Lionel. He's completely bionic. Like, he's still there. And his Leafs hat. The Leafs still haven't won another championship.
Yeah.
He's still record of the year.
Oh, God.
And Daniel's still not back.
Right. We never saw Daniel again.
He's still on mute.
Anyways, he says he hopes to go to Springfield in 2926. Well, Victor, I hope you're still alive in 2926 and meet you guys in person. Thanks for the great podcast and keep up the good work. Well, why couldn't we interview Victor about going to Train Mountain?
I feel like that's what the next logical step. Yeah,
I would think so.
And Victor, if you do end up at Springfield in 2026, please do come up to us.
Yes, and Victor, if you end up at Springfield in 2026, we're going to have dinner on the Thursday night at the Longhorn, right beside the official AML hotel, the Hampton Inn in Enfield, Connecticut. And then we're going to hang out, and then we might go to the hockey game on Friday night. And and stuff like that. So please make sure you come up and hang out at the booth, at the big AML booth. And then we also got to talk to John Sacerdoti. We should start working on that, because we usually talk to him once or twice. How many emails have we done now, Marcus?
We've gotten through 2. Okay, so Derek wants to go for 3, but I think we're all kind of spent.
No, you can't.
Come on.
No way.
Don't you know how this works, Derek? Sometimes it's only 1.
Yeah.
It's an email show if you make through 1. That's a short one there.
Oh, yeah, that's a short one. All right, well, just for Derek.
That one's on my to-do list.
Okay, it says here, Marcus spam. All the emails I get now say Marcus spam. I don't.
Not Marcus spam. Mark as spam.
Yeah, Mark as spam. That was my Sudbury slur. Seth, it's Sudbury, not Sunbury. Sudbury. Apparently your store doesn't like us in the East. I tried to buy 2 well, there you go, Derek. You insisted you needed a 3rd email.
Well, now I walked right into it.
And this was right after you.
Yeah. Apparently
we could do 4.
Apparently your store doesn't like us in the East. I tried to buy 2 coffee mugs, and I was told that Derek won't ship to my address. I tried a couple of other addresses and got the same message from Derek. Sincerely yours, Bruce Castle.
Well, Bruce, I am sincerely sorry. Turns out I am an idiot. And we'll look into this.
So you can buy stuff on the website; it'll just never be shipped to you. Kind of like a T-shirt, right?
Yeah, you can take a reservation. You just can't hold the reservation.
It only ships to Derek's house.
Yeah, everything ships to you. Derek's got like a garage full of mugs now.
Yeah, oh, please. I think I'd be kicked out of the house if it was filled up. Actually, the problem is my garage is filled up with swag from my last company and swag from my current company. And so if I got any more swag, I think I'd get divorced.
Oh, because you like
Marcus
swag?
doesn't have that problem.
Because you like
That's right.
swag? Because you like swag more than you like your wife?
No, because I keep getting the stuff to take to customers and clients and just have it around when I go, but then it piles up and I never go through it all. And then sometimes you leave the company and then you still have all that merch, and so you have a bunch of giveaway mugs for a company you no longer work for.
Derek, if I tell you something, can you promise not to be insulted?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. At first, I thought you were really efficient, but I've come to love you because you seem to be basically like the rest of us, totally inept.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. It took about a year, but you finally cracked the code.
Yeah.
Chronically disappointing.
Yeah, you're chronically disappointing. Yeah, we gotta
I'm learning from the best.
we gotta make a T-shirt, chronically disappointing T-shirt. That will add
That
to
should be our Springfield show.
You know what? We'll add that to the. You know what? Bruce Castle. We're gonna add a chronically disappointing shirt to the store, and it'll be shipped directly to Derek's house.
Only in blue, though.
Yeah, only in blue. Yeah, exactly.
Well, any other colors, it's going to be a problem.
How many emails do we do now?
Number 3.
Yeah, okay. I'm exhausted now. We got to stop, and we've run out of
That's a lot of work.
we've run out of allotted network time. I wonder how this podcast is going to sound. It's either going to sound really good. To me, it sounds awful, but usually they end up sounding a lot better when you listen to them.
Well, I think we'll get a lot of emails.
If Daniel was here, it would be that much better.
I know.
Daniel,
Sure.
Daniel.
He's going to come back later, and he's just going to see we're all gone.
Yeah, exactly. We close the store. We're done. All right, Kelly, can you get? Oh, so let's remember that our podcast is sponsored by White Rose Hobbies, and we're very proud of that fact. And I'm on the glue page. What is David? Can I ask you another modeling question?
Go for it.
What is Superjet glue? Is it a CA glue that's just a different company?
Right. Yeah. So you have in the hobby world, you have Bob Smith Industries, you have Superjet, and then Zap Gap would be the other major brand. I prefer Bob Smith. I don't know if there's really anything majorly different, but the way I like to look at it, even when I worked at a hobby shop, it's kind of like some people like Pennzoil, some people like Quaker State, some people like Mobil Oil. You just kind of stick with what you like, but they all do the same thing.
I got some CA at a hobby shop that specializes in plastic models recently.
Mhm.
And I went in looking for Bob Smith, and they said, we don't sell that anymore. I was like, okay, well,
Wow.
what do you sell? And it's something called Star Bond. Gap
That's a new
filler.
one. That's
And
a new one.
it is fantastic.
Hmm.
I haven't screwed anything up with it yet, which is a remarkable accomplishment for my modeling skills. But it sort of stays in place. It's thick enough, and it's really quick to cure. And I really like it so far.
Like cure what? Like certain ailments or?
No, like if you stick a ditch light lens on it and you stick an LED on it, it's an instant bond. Where for some there's a bit of play for a couple of seconds. Like this just seems to hold instantly.
Well, I'll say that I stuck with Bob Smith Industries because on the hobby retail side and also as a consumer, most places, if they carry Bob Smith Industries products, they also sell replacement nozzles and everything. So like 'cause your nozzle will get kind of gummed up pretty quickly. So you can buy just the cap and you can buy the nozzle and it screws on and off, and you get more mileage out of your bottle of CA.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. How do you store yours?
When it's not in use, if it's still sealed, I keep it in the fridge. But once it's been opened, I keep one bottle out on the workbench, and then I keep a spare in my fridge.
Well, now
In the fridge.
isn't
Yes.
isn't what's his name, David, going to be embarrassed. Look at this. The Starbond 2-ounce thin, medium, thick CA glue and 6-ounce. It comes in a kit, all-in-one super glue bundle with instant aerosol activation, and it comes with the thin, the medium, the thick, extra nozzles, a whole bunch of the little thin things, all for $45. Oh, maybe we've discovered something. Maybe this hasn't been a waste of time at all. If anybody out there knows something about Starbond, write in and tell us all about it. Wow, we've got to investigate this. Starbond, it says it's the best super glue on the market. Of course, I would imagine everybody says that. So it has accelerator, bottles, and accessories. Let me see what the accessories.
Can you buy the tips separate though?
Wow,
it only gives you so many.
Mine came with a few tips with it.
Yeah.
When I bought it, it had 3 tips with it.
Starbond empty glue bottles.
Oh, yeah, Bob Smith sells those.
Applicator nozzles, and compatible with 2-ounce cylindrical bottles. So they got the apps. You can buy some applicator nozzles.
Can I ask somebody that might know a lot about this? Can I? Daniel.
Yes.
Whoa!
Wow.
Bueller?
He's back from the dead.
Yeah, sorry, had to earn my paycheck there, guys.
That's what we figured.
Good. Well, now turn your microphone back on and we'll be good to go.
All right, it is.
No, it's not.
No,
you're talking
sound
through.
like you're in a can.
Oh, hold on. It just wasn't lowered down properly. There we go.
And that was the last we ever heard of Daniel.
Right?
He was on mute.
Wow, they even have neodymium magnets. Well, you know what we got to do? We got to get, those guys, Ryan and Thomas over there at White Rose Hobbies. We got to get them on the stick and get them to start stocking Starbond.
Mm-hmm.
I should say so.
Yeah, it looks okay. We got to, you know what? We got to send, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write myself a note. I'm writing myself a note right now. And it's going to be besides something else that's important that I have on my note. I'll get my pen. Where's my pen? All right. Who took my pen? Somebody took my pen.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah. Please give me back my pen. Okay, I'm putting it on here. I'm gonna send some Starbond to our resident expert, David, and let him try it and see what happens.
I'll try it out.
Yeah.
Ooh, an official AML review.
Yeah, then we'll get an official AML review from our official, what do you call them?
Our product tester.
No, guinea pig.
Oh, yeah.
Our official.
I'll glue the twins together and see how.
Twins together.
No, don't do that.
No.
No.
Do your eyebrow. Then we know.
You know what? I will keep the Hooters joke in before I'll tell you to glue the twins together.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. I'll take my chance. I'll take my chances with the Hooters joke before I'll let you glue the twins together.
I feel like gluing the twins together will be the last we hear of Mr. David, because I don't think he'll survive the wife's wrath on that one.
Yeah, that's the problem is maybe David won't do it, but if David doesn't do it, somebody else will glue their twins together, and then it's just a whole big kerfuffle.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, best to avoid that.
As long as they sell a debonder, I think would be okay.
So somebody was complaining that they come to podcasts for education and we don't always educate. That was educational right there, You could glue your twins together, just have debonder. Boom, educational.
For $10.50 you can get the CA glue remover.
There you
That's
go.
What you need.
Debonder.
And it's good on skin.
I got to find the one where somebody said they're tired of the linealisms. Somewhere somebody wrote in and said they were tired of the linealisms. So I gotta find that one. But can we make Kelly? Can we make Marcus? Can we make an official statement of an official AML statement? This is where we stand. Are you guys okay with that?
I'm all right.
Let's see what the statement is first.
All right. The AML Network, me, Lionel, rest of us, none of us endorse or recommend gluing your twins together.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'll stay behind that one too.
Yeah. Please, I'm begging you. Don't glue your twins.
Whatever your twins may mean there, it's probably wrong regardless.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
And that is the last we heard of Daniel.
Yeah. Apparently, Daniel's been listening all along and did hear the Hooters reference.
I heard you mention Starbond, so I looked up real quick what it was and had a quick concept of what was being discussed.
I think you missed the point.
Yeah, I may well have missed that, but I suspect Kevin will be calling me tomorrow.
Kelly, can you give out our email address?
Yes, I can. If you want to reach us through the email, our email address is modellerslife@gmail.com. That's modelers with one L, like, and I'm going to butcher this. Anesthesiologist, not two L's, like. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, not two L's, like Spring Gully.
Spring Gully. There you go.
Nice.
And if you miss that email address, if you go to our website, there's a widget on our website. There's a what do you call it? What do you call the thing that's on the website?
Well, I think you can call it a contact form or a widget.
Okay, there's a contact form on the
link
on the website. amodelerslife.com is the website. There's a picture of the official mailboy now is Marcus, and he's also the official official bachelor of the AML Network. But if you go there, there's a contact form, and when you fill that, all you got to do is fill out your email address and your name and your text, and it'll come to us as spam.
And Lionel will delete it.
Yeah, and then I'll delete it.
And then he'll figure out how to undelete it, and then we'll read it on the air.
Yeah, exactly.
Send us two.
Yeah, send us a couple. Yeah, knock yourself out. And if you enjoyed this podcast, and I'm not sure why you did, you can get twice as much podcasting a week. I'm so glad Daniel's back because I have news for Daniel. And you can on Tuesdays. This is going really well. I'm stumbling over this. On Tuesdays, you can get twice as much podcasting a week for a few cents a day. And if you move up to the T-shirt level, you've entered into the game that's sweeping the globe. Hey, dude, where's my shirt? And Daniel?
Yes?
This week I'm sending out some shirt packages, and yours is included.
Ooh.
Nice. Can I get a tracking number on that?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, there's no tracking numbers.
That's $75 extra to get.
Yeah, that's extra. The tracking numbers are extra.
If you want to go to the tracking number level,
there's actually a package that I was waiting for that they didn't deliver because and I said to Barb, I said, what? And she says, well, you put down the wrong address. I said, no, I didn't. I said, we're at 64 Cedar Point Drive, Unit 1010. And she says, no, we're at 74 Cedar Point Drive. I said, when did we move? She said, 20 years ago. and don't have my water heater delivered to 64. All right, that's it. I think we're done. Are we not done? I feel like we're done.
I think we are.
Yeah.
I feel like I missed a lot.
Yeah, you did.
Did you?
Yeah. Did you really?
Right.
Yeah,
Let me recap for you. We only did 3 emails, but that's nothing new.
Yeah.
Right?
We got into a big tussle about doing the third email. And then the third email was an endless complaint about Derek's ability to run the store. So I felt bad for Derek. I didn't feel that bad, but that's what it was.
Come on, don't lie to the
Understandable, I think.
Yeah.
And we found out he has a lot of mugs from other places.
Yeah, then we found out he's got a lot lot of swag from other businesses in his
He's
garage.
hoarding mugs from past
I just didn't know that the mafia made mugs.
Yeah. Do you actually have a garage, Derek?
I do.
All right. Can you get anything in it besides swag?
There's plenty of stuff in it besides swag. You can't
It's not
fit
a car,
in
right?
there. Yeah. It's like a, let's say it's like a one car garage that was built to fit probably like a Volkswagen Beetle. Like it's just so small, narrow, but long. So you can fit like 1.5 Volkswagens in there, which we're not going to do. So,
And by swag, you mean stuff people gave to you, not stuff you stole, because that would be loot, plunder, some other word other than swag.
No, if you had been here, you would have heard that every company that he works for gives him swag to distribute.
Oh, okay, gives
him swag to distribute to his customers, but he just sticks it in the garage and doesn't bother.
So it is loot.
I guess
I can't wait to hear this one when it comes out.
All right, we're stopping now. All right, so now we have to do this. Hang on a minute. I'm working. I'm scrolling. Okay, so Daniel, you go first, and then David, and then Derek, and then Marcus, and then Kelly. Do you have that order? Does everybody remember where they are?
Mm-hmm.
I do, because thankfully I'm first.
I'm after David, I think.
Yeah.
I'm after Marcus.
I think you're after me, Marcus.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm after David.
Daniel, David, Derek, Marcus, Kelly.
Got it.
Okay.
Daniel, David, Derek, Marcus,
It's
Kelly.
almost like we're in alphabetical order.
Almost, but we're not. Say goodnight, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
Bonne nuit, Monsieur Dick.
Good night, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
I've been to every state we have, but I think that I'm inclined to say that Rhodey stole my heart. You can keep the 49. Herring gulls that dot the skies, blue waves that paint the rocks, waters rich with Neptune's life, the boats that line the docks. I see the lighthouse flickering to help the sailors see there's a place for everyone. Rhode Island's it for me. Rhode Island, oh, Rhode Island, surrounded by the sea. Some people roam the earth for home. Rhode Island's it for me. I love the fresh October days, the buzz on College Hill, art that moves an eye to tear, a jeweler's.
It's another Lincoln Homer.